Good evening, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Tuesday, November 18th, 2014, around 8:10 p.m. in Billerica, Massachusetts. It's very cold outside, only about 28 degrees. It's going to get down to the 20s tonight. Tomorrow's not going to be better. We might reach 35 or so. Going to be cold the rest of the week, but I heard a warm up next week, maybe 60 by Turkey Day. But it could be worse. It could be in Buffalo, New York, where some places in Buffalo, New York received 70 inches of snow. Wow. One little tidbit for my third and final video blog of the night. It's about Sylvester Stallone. He's confirmed that he is going to be playing Rocky Balboa again for the 7th time, but this time he's not going to star in a Rocky movie. He's going to be in a supporting role for a movie called Creed, which will be about Apollo Creed's son, who wants to be a boxer, who's going to be a boxer, and Rocky Balboa is going to be his mentor and trainer. Should be a great movie, slated for the summer of 2016. We'll wait and see if it's going to be a hit or flop. People would think either way, but maybe it will be a hit, maybe it will be a flop. But Stallone will be 70 years old when this movie comes out. He still has staying power for being in action movies. You gotta give him credit for that. My third and final video blog of the night is about the Pro Basketball Hall of Famer, the late, great Dennis Johnson, also known as DJ, who was a shooting and point guard who played 14 seasons in the NBA for the Supersonics, Suns, and Celtics, one of the most underrated players in NBA history. Dennis was born in San Pedro, California, and he grew up in Compton, California. He was the 8th of 16 children. He came from a very large family. And he actually played Little League Baseball when he was younger. He was more interested in Little League Baseball than basketball when he was younger. He wanted to be a pro baseball player, but he was taught basketball by his father. And he wasn't really a great basketball player in high school. He was only 5'9". He made the high school team, but he was kind of like one of those a bench warmer. He would only go into 1 or 2 minutes a game, 2 minutes per game, and he was a bench warmer and stuff like that. After he graduated from high school, he had to take odd jobs, including working as a forklift truck driver for only $2.75 an hour. But he played summer games of basketball and was discovered by a local junior college coach from LA Harbor College, and he played for 2 seasons for LA Harbor College as a point guard and shooting guard. He averaged 18.3 points a game and 12 rebounds per game for LA Harbor Junior College for 2 years. In 1975, he got a partial scholarship to Pepperdine University, and he only played 1 year with that. 15.7 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, and 3.3 assists per game. And he was kind of a late bloomer in basketball. He grew to 6 feet 3 inches tall, and he had a reputation of being a tough player and stuff, but he had some character issues as well. So many teams, NBA teams, avoided drafting him in the first round. He was actually drafted in the second round, the 29th overall pick in the 1976 NBA draft by the Seattle Supersonics. He played for the Supersonics for 4 years. He developed into one of the best shooting guards, point guards in the NBA with the Supersonics. He actually won the 1979 NBA Finals Most Valuable Player with the Supersonics, and he averaged between 14 and 20 points per game. He was traded to the Phoenix Suns in 1980, and he played for the Phoenix Suns for 3 seasons, 1980 through 1983, averaging 14 to 20 points per game, developing to become one of the good shooting guards, point guards in the NBA with the Suns. And in 1983, Dennis Johnson was traded to the Boston Celtics for Rick Roby, and he spent the rest of his career with the Boston Celtics. He won 2 more NBA championships. He was part of the famous starting 5. He was a great defensive player, great overall player. He was a very good point guard and stuff. And he retired after the 1990 seasons, and his number 3s retired by the Celtics. He made 5 NBA All-Star teams. He was an All-NBA team, first team once. He was All-NBA team, second team once. He made 6 times. He was part of the All-NBA defensive team, and he was twice the NBA defensive team, second team. His career stats were 15,535 points, which averaged to 14.4 points per game. He had 5,499 assists and 1,477 steals during his career. After he retired from playing the NBA, Dennis Johnson worked with the Celtics as a scout from 1990 to 1993. Then Dennis Johnson became a assistant coach for the Boston Celtics for about 4 years, 1993 through 1997. Then for a while he disappeared from basketball because he had a domestic problems with his wife and stuff, and he had to spend a lot of time away from basketball to settle those personal problems he had with his wife. But he eventually got it all straightened out through counseling, and he became an assistant coach to the Los Angeles Clippers. And for 24 games during the 2002-2003 NBA season, DJ was the interim head coach of the Clippers. Then he didn't get renewed to become the permanent head coach, so he went to the Portland Trail Blazers to become a scout for them. Then he went to the D-League to coach a couple of teams there, and he was a pretty good coach. But in 2007, Dennis Johnson passed away suddenly at the age of 53 of a heart attack. That was real sad because he was very young and stuff. In 2010, Dennis Johnson got voted into the Hall of Fame, Pro Basketball Hall of Fame, posthumously. It's sad he couldn't see his induction. DJ is probably one of the most greatest point guards and shooting guards of all time in the NBA. He is very underrated, and not too many people talk about him as a great point guard or shooting guard, but he was a very great player in my opinion, part of a great Celtics dynasty. That's his most famous team he played for was the Celtics. And that's about it on Dennis Johnson. I'll be back, Facebook friends and YouTube followers, with 3 more video vlogs tomorrow. The first one's going to be about the top 10 greatest Philadelphia Phillies pitchers of all time. And then will be Week 12, my NFL predictions. And the third and final video blog of the night will be about the personality profile, which will be about John Hannah, the greatest Patriots player of all time until Tom Brady. Good night, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. See you later.